Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with a Total War Warhammer video. We've recently spoken about the Beastmen and their missing characters and units. This is of course after the Silence and the Fury, but obviously there is a second faction that was part of that DLC too, the Lizardmen. Now I must admit that the Lizardmen are near enough complete, though it's very easy to suspect that we will get some sort of content for them in Warhammer 3, mainly because, and let's be very honest here, the Lizardmen are kinda falling behind. This became very obvious with the release of the Silence and the Fury. Oxyotl was done to such a great degree that the other Lizardmen lords, well, they're kind of vanilla, aren't they? And since Creative Assembly obviously love to do some reworks, as, well, they are quite popular, then it makes sense to have a rework with a DLC in the future. So with all that being said, let's look at some possible Lizardmen characters that we could see in a future DLC. First we have Chakax, the Eternal Warden, one of the oldest and greatest living Saurus Temple Guard. He's a character which we would have expected for a long time now, but for some reason we haven't seen yet, especially since he has legendary hero material written all over him. He's not a leader, but a protector. The majority of their lore is centered around protecting Slann mage priests when they are at their most vulnerable. Usually this is during meditation or when trying to consult the ancient plaques in an effort to try and determine the great plan. The character is known to be so good at his assigned role that apparently no single Slann mage priest has ever died under his care. Yes, he's a Temple Guard and we already have Temple Guard units, however, a Temple Guard legendary hero would be kinda interesting, and I could already think of some cool mechanics for him, where he could get stronger when embedded into an army that is led by a Slann. When he's not, he'll just be a generic hero type of situation. He could be unbreakable, as of course that fits with his lore, and have some skills dedicated to boosting up the fighting capabilities of Temple Guard units. While he's generally known to be the protector of the City of Mists, it could be done in such a way that he's introduced in a unique manner, where say as soon as you recruit a Slann, you could then have the special pop-up for this quest. In a similar way to how you need to recruit a Slann to be able to get to Lord Croak, but this is the deciding factor, you need to recruit a Slann to be able to trigger his events. Just a quick note here before we carry on, I'm of course going to go by the most original type of missing characters. I'm not going to spend all video here discussing every single missing Slann, or else, you know, we might be here for a few hours. Teto Echo is a character that I've wanted for a long time in the Warhammer series. He's a skink priest, but a very powerful one at that, known as the astronomer of the constellations, and possibly one of the most powerful skink priests to have ever lived. Teto Echo is known to be able to shift the winds of fate to his way, and it is said that the Lizardmen have never lost a battle while he was present in said battlefield. He is in fact so powerful and so well respected among the ranks of the Lizardmen that he was even gifted his own palanquin to be able to carry his frail body, as he is quite ancient at this point. The Slann respect him as one of their own, which is really strange, and of course, the Temple Guard, because of that, bow to him with the most respect possible. Originally, I had thought that this character might be some sort of legendary hero for the Silence of the Fury. That was part of my speculation, as of course, Oxyotl and Teto Echo do have some linked lore. But now that I think about it, given the fact that he's an astronomer, it would make sense for him to be a legendary character in Warhammer 3, as of course the beginning of Warhammer 3 in terms of promotion and so on started off with us trying to be astronomers, didn't it? We had to try and decipher the stars, and that led to us going into loads of different things and theory crafting for quite some time, so it does link him up in some sort of sense. He's a cool character, and we've had a ninja skink, a melee skink, so why not a spellcaster skink legendary lord too? It's the whole trifecta. Okay, I lied, there's one more skink, and I'm not going to be joking about this name as I've said before, Incy Wincy. He is a skink leader who is known to be quite the expert at skirmishing warfare, not so much hiding in the shadows and so on like, say, Oxyotl, but more centered around hit and run tactics, and using some battle tactics which is commonly not used by that of the skinks themselves. I'm of course talking about about cavalry, where Incy Wincy, and god that name is just so cringe, and some of his fellow skinks ride atop of cold ones. So you can actually have a quite heavy skirmishing cavalry. He's a relatively unknown character, as he was only featured in 5th edition I believe, and even then, it's a character centered around Lustria. The only way I could see him realistically being added in is if we get him in the Mortal Empires map for Warhammer 3, and if the full Lustria continent is also added in, or else it's just adding to the Lustria ball. This character's lore was pretty much centered around Lustria, like there's nothing really else there, as he mostly focused around making sure that no raiders or looters came to the Lustrian swamps. He's a cool character, and it would be nice to have some skinks riding atop of cold ones, though it's probably not going to happen because there's no real need. We just have to wait and see. In all honesty, he could work really well as a legendary hero, and probably that's the best way to go in general. There's pretty much only one character of note left. There's a few others, but bear in mind that Lizardmen lore was really strange. A lot of characters got repurposed and renamed, and they just kinda drifted away in the lore. So brace yourselves, because this name is going to be quite difficult for me to say and is going to be very cringy. Lord Huiniten Nuchli. I'm pretty sure I got that wrong, but yeah, we're going to go with that. A Slann Mage Priest, and one of the last surviving Slann of the Second Spawning. This character was introduced around, I want to say 5th edition, and continued to have reference in lore all the way until the end times too. Very powerful and very ancient. In fact, he's in the same city where Chakax is stationed, so there could be a link of having this lord as the legendary lord and Chakax as the legendary hero. He was there during the Great Catastrophe and fought against the forces of chaos, being able to kill a powerful Slaaneshi demon prince, and then stayed quite active throughout the lore, meeting up with the High Elves as they journeyed to Lustria, and I believe that this was the first ever interaction between the Lizardmen and the High Elves too, so there is quite a lot of significance within the lore. During the end times, he was of course one of the main defensive forces in Slan Horpek versus the Skaven of Clan Pestilence, as they attacked from above and below. This was a massive war which had Clan Pestilence taking over a large majority of Lustria for a time. He's a cool character. He goes into stasis for a long time though, so I'm not too sure how they could work some interesting mechanics around that. Perhaps he could be very powerful, but if his power is exhausted, he'll have to go into stasis for a while. Kinda like being wounded in a certain sense, but with some extra stuff. I wouldn't really know how this could go about, but he's interesting, and he's a long-lasting character. He's probably got a lot more interesting lore than Mazdamundi, if I can be completely honest. But there's pretty much probably just one DLC left for the Lizardmen in the future, and I think it's going to be Teto Echo, as he's the more unique character. He could be an FLC Legendary Lord with Chakax too, as a legendary hero for the FLC, but Creative Assembly work in strange ways, so we can't really hold any assumptions. But what do you guys think about these missing legendary characters? How would you see them being implemented into the Warhammer series? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a bit of a discussion. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very soon. Have a good day.